All right.
Nice.
Did you catch any of that Brewers game last night, by the way?
Okay. Well, I thought we were. I thought the purpose was to not talk about this.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm sorry for you guys, and hopefully you can rally here in LA and do the unexpected. I would imagine it's going to be tough to win on the road, huh?
Adam, I want to start by giving you credit. Before training camp, I asked you, give me a sleeper team that you really like, and you said the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they are currently number 1 in the power rankings at your station, so they've got to be good. But with that, I'm down in Bucs country right now, and I'm hearing a lot of rumbling on how they want to trade for Trey Hendrickson. Have you heard anything?
No, that's the first I've heard of that. And
Really?
yeah, I think they're checking into some things. Like, I spoke to them yesterday. I don't think anything's close in Tampa to happening. I think what happens here is as we get closer and closer to the trade deadline, there is more and more noise. If Cincinnati loses the next couple of games, maybe it would at that point make sense to trade Trey Hendrickson. But I think, they're trying to make a push here, as unlikely as it seems. They brought in Joe Flacco. Like, they're not ready to punt on the season just yet. Now, if they lose the next couple of weeks, they play Pittsburgh Thursday night. I'm not sure who they play after that. Yeah, then at that point in time, anything's possible, right? But I haven't heard that being a front and center item. We'll check, though.
Well, I know you told our friends over on Sportsman, how many moves do you think they're going to happen between now and the trade deadline? You expect it to be pretty active, right?
Yeah, well, last week I said 10 to 12, and there were 3 last week. And if we look back at the month of October leading up to the trade deadline, in each of the last 3 years, there have been at least 18 trades in 2 of the last 3 years. It was 18, 14, and 18. We had 3 last week. To be perfectly frank, I'm surprised we didn't get any yesterday. I was bracing for a couple of trades. And then on the deadline day, there's always 4, 5, 6, 7 moves that are made that day. So if we get next week 2 or 3 more, and then 7 that day, that would bring us to 13, which would still be below what it's been in recent years. But let's see what happens if there's anything left this week or next week before the trade deadline week, actually.
Adam Schefter hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Okay, Matt LaFleur went on the record this week and said that there are some egregious calls that need to be called as far as Micah Parsons go. It looks like he's being manhandled out there. Some of it doesn't look legal. I got to be honest with you. Obviously, the concern is that it is limiting his ability to get to the quarterback. What type of recourse is there for a team like the Packers who feels like a guy? And again, it's not just fans' perception, right? You could say that the fans are out there, grumbling about it, but you got Matt LaFleur saying there are some calls that are being missed that are egregious. Is there any course of action that a team has when that seems to be happening to one of their playmakers?
The only thing you could do is what they're doing. You complain about it publicly. You point it out to the league office. You send in tape to the league office and say, hey, here's the plays I'm talking about. Look at this, look at this, look at this. He's held here. He's cut block there, whatever it would be that is illegal that they find. If it's so egregious, I'm sure they could send a tape. And you ask for the league to pay attention to it. I think that's about all you can do. I don't know what else you could do besides that, right? And I'd be working the officials a little bit in a polite, diplomatic way. I've never coached the game, but I would imagine you see coaches talking to officials all the time. And I would think that that's got to be a part of it, is making sure that you're making them aware to watch for this or watch for that. And hopefully you get some of those calls.
Adam, what's going on in Philly? Is it the injuries or is it the infighting behind closed doors?
Yeah, the funny thing is they have been off. They have not looked great, but they're also 4-2. They're 4-2, and everybody acts like this bowling. They're 4-2. They've won 20 of their last 22 games, including the Super Bowl last year. And I think that we're used to seeing them roll and hum at such an effective level that when they don't do that, you're like, well, what's the problem? Well, the problem is they're a mortal team. They're a flawed team, like every team in the league. They've got issues they got to correct and address, and they haven't been able to do that so far. But I still think they'll be able to get things together. But clearly, the offense looks predictable. The offensive line's banged up. It's not getting the push it did. Defense has some flaws. They have stuff, but every team's got stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Our conversation with Adam Schefter here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. Just like the moves made in the pros, Tony Wendorf and Associates, First Weber Group, helps people make their own big moves every day. Trusted knowledge, superior service. They're the real estate MVPs of Wisconsin. We've been discussing with the Packers this week, Schefty, about how it seems like to us that Matthew Golden and Tucker Kraft are two big-time playmakers for them potentially, but aren't getting fed the ball. How many teams, and Matt LaFleur said, well, this is the way we do. We spread the ball out. But it seems like the really good teams go out of their way to make sure that guys have the ball. Just example, the Packers played the Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase had 10 receptions. They go out of their way to make sure he's the first read, primary read. They feed him the football. Do you think the Packers' way is sustainable, or do they have to start kind of picking, hey, these are our best playmakers. We have to start feeding them the football?
Well, I think it's a combination of both, actually. I think you can do your way, but I think when certain guys get hot and certain guys start making plays, you want to put the football in their hands. I think they want to get that football to Tucker Kraft and Matthew. I don't think that's a secret, but they want to spread it around also. So I don't think it's a problem. Like, okay, so the Bengals are getting the ball to Jamar Chase 10 times. How'd that work out there, Gabe?
Put a scare into the Packers, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they did. They did, but...
I just believe in getting the ball to your best playmakers. Like, this whole spreading it around thing, Adam, doesn't make sense to me when you have, Josh Jacobs is clearly their best running back. And they give him the ball 18 times. He had 5 more receptions. That makes sense. He's one of your best players. Get him the football. But if you want to spread it around, then how come your second-string running back isn't getting more touches? It just seems like, oh, well, when we throw the ball, we want to spread it around. But with our running back, we just want to feed that guy the ball because he's clearly better.
I will say, as Josh Jacobs, as a roster on my fantasy team, I like the idea of throwing him the football in space and getting him.
Look, it was productive on Sunday,
right? That works. They haven't done that recently. They did it Sunday, and I think that's an effective weapon. So if they want to keep spreading it around to Josh Jacobs in the passing game,
you're all for it.
All for it.
Adam Schefter hanging out with us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I got folks weighing in on the Carbless Talking text line. I believe it is our buddy Chef Ed, and wants to know, what's the cornerback market like right now? If the Packers were interested in going out and adding to that unit, maybe, sharpening it up a little bit. Is the cornerback market deep? Are you hearing anything out there?
Do we think that Green Bay needs a corner?
Wouldn't hurt.
I think the defense, again, we've talked about this here on the program. The defense looked like gangbusters in the first 2 weeks. We were saying Super Bowl or bust, and they're going to ride this defense all the way to the championship. And yet the last few weeks, it has been a little bit more underwhelming. I think they're just wondering if there's a way to maybe just tighten it up a little bit.
There are some quarterbacks that are available, like Michael Carter of the Jets would be a guy that they might want to look at. That the Jets traded for a corner from Tennessee, Brownlee, and he's kind of displaced Carter, so I could see Carter being moved now. But, teams aren't generally getting rid of top-flight cornerbacks. Jair Alexander hasn't exactly found his footing yet in Baltimore. That'd be a name to watch. Michael Carter. So, you want Jair back?
No.
I wouldn't mind Jair back. I don't think the Packers want him back.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Adam, did you see this week that Micah Parsons' brothers basically said that Hobbs, the cornerback, sucks? I don't know if you saw that. It's not a good thing. It's great for us, but I don't know about for a locker room.
What happened?
Well, he does kind of suck. Yes,
it's been a rough start for Nate Hobbs in his time in Green Bay. We'll just put it that way.
Wait, and I just want to be clear on this because I wasn't here on Tuesday, but Micah Parsons' brother tweeted that Nate Hobbs stinks.
Correct.
Yes.
You follow that, Adam?
Yeah.
Correct. Schefty, when it comes to the league as a whole, right now it seems, again, you've got a couple of teams that only have one loss right now, but the teams that we were expecting to be dominant, teams like Philly, just have a couple inexplicable losses. Is this just kind of the new norm in the NFL as teams ease their way into the season? 17 games, everyone's trying to peak at the right time late in the season, and these early season losses really, teams, while that obviously bothers them, they're not going to be bothered too much in the big picture of losing a couple of games early.
I think there are a lot of teams that you could see in the NFC. Early on I thought it was top heavy, and it still may be, but you look in the East, Philly, I know they're flawed, but they're still a good team. Two guys in New York have totally changed the perception of the New York Giants. Like, I don't know if they could make a playoff run, but they look like the worst team in the league, and now they look like they actually can make a push for a.
Well, the crazy thing about the Giants is, so they beat the Chargers, they beat the Eagles, but in between there, they lost to the Saints.
Well, they turned over the football 5 times in that game on the road. So, and by the way, it's unfortunate, right, where you have a situation where if they had won that game, like, we'd be talking about the Giants as this resurgent team.
Mm-hmm.
And I still, but the schedule's very tough, and they lost that game, and they lost early, so they're in a tough spot. But the point is, these two guys have provided such hope, Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart. It's like, it's a totally different feel in New York. It's crazy. Like, they were irrelevant and bad. And now people are like, let's go see what they do in Denver this week with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo.
Are you putting the Bears in that same category, Adam?
They're interesting. Like, there's a lot of teams that are good. Like, in the NFC North, you can all of them are interesting. They're all good. Right?
Yeah,
we hear the dings. The dings are going off.
Oh, boy.
I mean, something's
Hendrickson,
happening.
he's gone.
Well, no. Just little things. I'll look if the Packers are for a cornerback. They didn't just do that.
Okay. All right.
No, we appreciate that.
We appreciate you letting us know the latest in the Packers trade market.
All right, Adam, we really appreciate you hanging out with us. It does feel like we're at the point in the league where we're starting to figure out who teams are, but there's a lot of parity out there. So, not time to give up on too many teams in the league right now, and that, of course, includes the Green Bay Packers. Have a great one. We'll talk to you again soon.
Not to bring it back to this and not to make you depressed, but good luck to the Brewers.
Oh, thank you.
Well, yeah, we appreciate that. That's very kind of you.
Good luck to the Brewers. That's all.
All right. He is Adam Schefter, joins us once a week, and we really appreciate all the insight he brings us, Gabe.
Hey guys, it's Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Thanks for watching our clip. I'm sure it was super informative and educational. I'm just kidding. I love those knuckleheads, and we do it live every Monday through Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get informed anytime we drop new content.